Think about it, nearly every AutoCAD command asks you to select objects. By simply making more efficient selections, you can significantly increase your productivity. In this lesson, we'll look at how to select entities using the window method. On my screen, I have some abstract geometry. Let's say that I would like to select these red circles in the upper left corner. Maybe I'd like to move them. To do that, I'll launch the Move command, and at the Select Objects prompt, I'm going to click to the upper left of this geometry. I will then pull down into the right, creating a window selection. I'll click to finish my window, and when I do, AutoCAD selects everything that falls completely within the boundary. I will then press Enter to let AutoCAD know I'm finished selecting objects. And I'll move these circles from the up to the upper left corner. That is a standard window selection. Now let's say I'd like to erase these red circles in the lower right corner. I'll move up and launch Erase command, and at the Select Objects prompt, I'm going to click to the upper right of this geometry, and I'll pull down into the left. This time I'm creating a crossing window. When I click to finish the window, AutoCAD will select everything that falls completely within the boundary or crosses over the edge. I will then press Enter to finish the Erase command. That was an example of a crossing window selection. Now the only downside to these window-based selections is they force us to conform to a rectangular shape. Actually, there is a way around this. I'm going to pane the drawing over. Let's say that I'd like to move these red circles. This time a rectangular section isn't going to help me. So I'm going to launch the Move command, and at the Select Options prompt, I'll type WP. That stands for Window Polygon, and I'll press Enter. I will then click to the up left of this geometry, and I will click again. I'll work my way around. Notice the type of selection I'm making. I'm creating a window-based selection, but I am not having to conform to a rectangle. When I am finished, I'll press Enter, and AutoCAD selects everything that falls completely within that polygon. I will then press Enter again to let AutoCAD know I am finished making selections, and I'll pick these circles up and place them to the upper left corner. Let's pan the drawing over a little bit more. You're probably thinking it, and you're correct. In addition to a window polygon, we also have a crossing polygon. Let's say that I would like to erase these yellow rectangles. I'm going to launch the Erase command, and at the Select Objects prompt, I'll type CP for crossing polygon. I'll press Enter, and then as I go to make my selection, I'm going to be very mindful of my running object snaps. In fact, I'd like to disable those momentarily so they don't get in the way. Now I could do that by simply clicking the toggle down here in the status bar. Instead, I'm going to hold my F3 key down. This will disable running object snap until such time as I take my finger off the F3 key. To make my selection, I'll click here and here and here. Notice the type of shape I'm making. Notice the type of selection that this is. When I'm finished with my selection, I'll take my finger off the F3 key, and then I'll press Enter, and AutoCAD selects any geometry that fell completely within or crossed over the edge of that polygon. I will then press Enter to finish the Erase command. Now that we understand how the different window selections work, let's try and use them in a practical example. I'm going to pan the drawing over. I'll zoom out a little bit. On my screen I have a series of some handicapped stalls. The stall on the left has a single parking bumper. I'd like to copy this bumper to the other two stalls. To do that, I'll launch the Copy command, and I'm going to create a standard window selection to select this geometry. I'll press Enter when I'm finished, and I will place this to a common endpoint in the other two stalls. Let's say that after making this change we realize that our stalls are reversed. The symbol should be on the right side and the hatch should be on the left. To fix this geometry, I'll be making a couple window-based selections. I'm going to start by moving the hatch. I launch the Move command, and I'll create some small crossing window selections to select the hatch and the striping along the bottom. I'll press Enter when I am finished. I will then pick the hatch up from the end of the stripes, and I'll place it to the stripe next door. I'm going to press the spacebar to relaunch the Move command, and I'm going to move this extra stripe from the endpoint to the endpoint of this stall on the west side. Finally, we'll move the symbols and the parking bumpers into the empty spaces. I'll launch the Move command, and then at the Select Objects prompt, I'll type WP and press Enter. I'll pick a couple points on screen, being mindful of my running object snaps. Once I've surrounded my geometry, I'll press Enter to finish the selection. Press Enter again to let AutoCAD know I am finished selecting objects. I will then pick the geometry up from the end of one of the stripes and place it to the end of the stripe next door. When it comes to selecting multiple objects, there is nothing faster than using a window. Remember that windows don't have to be a rectangle. By simple typing WP or CP, your window selection can conform to any shape you like.